Welcome to Instant Trivia, episode 1884. Ready? Let's go. Who is commonly called the father of his country and served as the first president of the United States? George Washington. Which artist who served as King Henry VIII's painter died, possibly of the plague, in 1543? Hans Holbein the Younger. What long-running animated television series features a family living at 742 Evergreen Terrace? The Simpsons. Who used the name Henry when communicating with Westerners between 1920 and 1932? Puyi, the last emperor of China. Which of the world's 10 most populous islands are not in Asia? Answer: Great Britain, Madagascar, and Hispaniola. Which city's Olympic Stadium, completed in 1938, has hosted one Olympic Games in 1952, two World Athletics Championships, and three European Championships, but not the Olympics it was originally built for? Helsinki. Which country's national anthem includes verses in 5 different languages? South Africa. Which popular line of small plush toys created by Ty Warner became a massive collector's craze in the 1990s? Beanie Babies. Which disease caused the death of actor Rock Hudson? Answer: AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. What was the name of the plane Charles Lindbergh flew non-stop across the Atlantic in 1927? The Spirit of St. Louis. The anvil, hammer, and stirrup are 3 tiny bones in the human body. In which part of the body are they located? Middle ear. Which inventor is credited with designing the first successful steam-powered warship in the early 19th century? Robert Fulton. Which Democratic presidential candidate lost to Ronald Reagan in the 1984 landslide, winning only 13 electoral votes? Walter Mondale. Which lawn game is played with wooden balls, mallets, and hoops, also called wickets? Croquet. Which composer wrote the 1817 opera La Gazzaladra, The Thieving Magpie, noted for its innovative orchestration and as a precursor to the bel canto tradition? Answer: Gioacchino Rossini. Which third-party candidate ran for President of the United States in 1968, campaigning on segregation and states' rights? George Wallace. Who designed the iconic London Underground map in the late 1930s? Harry Beck. Originally, what did the word fabulous mean? Mythical, related to fables. The phrase wardrobe malfunction entered pop culture vocabulary after the Super Bowl 38 halftime performance by Janet Jackson and which other singer? Justin Timberlake. To which plant family does the common onion belong? Answer: Amaryllis family, Amaryllidaceae, historically placed in the lily family, Liliaceae. Which New Zealander directed the films Shrek, Shrek 2, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian? Andrew Adamson. Which medal depicts three naked men with their hands on each other's shoulders? The Nobel Peace Prize. What is the iconic Islamic shrine on Jerusalem's Temple Mount, famous for its golden dome? The Dome of the Rock. In the TV series, Lee Majors played astronaut Steve Austin, a man barely alive who is rebuilt with bionic parts and becomes which iconic character? The $6 Million Man. Who became Prime Minister of Italy in July 1943 after Benito Mussolini was deposed? Marshal Pietro Badoglio. What was the first name of English author Graham Greene? Henry. Which bird species is the most numerous in the world? Answer: red-billed quillia, Quillia quillia. Which Billie Holiday album shares its title with her autobiography and with the film adaptation starring Diana Ross? Lady Sings the Blues. Which notorious Chicago gangster, later convicted of tax evasion, is often credited with prompting the introduction of date stamps on milk bottles? Al Capone. In which country are the football clubs Braga and Belenenses based? Portugal. Which 1995 film, centered on a legendary Scottish hero, depicts Scotland's fight for independence in the late 13th century? Braveheart. On August 1st, 1981, Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles was the first music video aired on which cable channel? MTV. Which Southeast Asian country has the highest prevalence of the surname Nguyen? Vietnam. What medical term describes abnormally low blood pressure? Hypotension. Who served as editor of the Daily Mirror from 1995 to 2004? Piers Morgan. Little Jimmy Osmond topped the charts with the song Long-Haired Lover from which city completes the title? Liverpool. In the 1998 film Waterboy, which actor plays the role of Bobby Boucher, a socially awkward waterboy who becomes a football star? Adam Sandler. Which actor provided the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story films? Tim Allen. In Greek mythology, who was the god of wine? Dionysus. Which iconic British band released their debut album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, in 1967, known for its innovative approach to psychedelic rock? Pink Floyd. What did explorer Robert Falcon Scott find at the North Pole? Nothing. He never reached the North Pole. Which Spanish explorer, famous for his search for the Fountain of Youth, played a major role in the early exploration of Puerto Rico and served as its first governor? Juan Ponce de Leon. Evil Lynn was the girlfriend of which iconic 1980s villain? Skeletor. In Margaret Mitchell's novel, Gone with the Wind, what was Scarlett O'Hara's given first name? Katie? Which ocean is bordered on the north by Asia, on the west by Africa, and on the east by Australia? Indian Ocean. Which scientist is best known for formulating the 3 laws that describe how forces affect the motion of objects? Sir Isaac Newton. Which rock band had hits including Listen to the Music and Black Water? The Doobie Brothers. Who is the CEO of Ryanair? Michael O'Leary. Which English monarch, a son of Queen Henrietta Maria, was executed in 1649 during the English Civil War? Charles I. Which Woody Allen film centers on a character who unconsciously adopts the appearance and behavior of those around him, earning him the nickname the Human Chameleon? Zelig. That's the end of the show. Thanks for playing. See you tomorrow.